Hey, y'all doing? It's John from ProCraps here, or I guess Casino Gaming Central here. I'm checking the live stream because I went live and I'm not sure the right one is actually live. I think I might have started tomorrow's show by mistake. So let me take a look here. Um, no, it's right. Okay, I did it right. Just want to make sure before I start. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Oh geez, I've got all sorts of crap going on. Pat the Plow. Good morning, sir. All right. One thing I wanted to show you, by the way, I forgot to show you this yesterday. Y'all know Gargoyle. He was doing a lot of shows with Jeff for a long time. He and I are very good friends. And a couple years ago, during the Craps for the Cure, he actually bought one of the most important things to me, which is this. I'm going to show it to you here. A little fragile, but this, can y'all see it? Okay, there it is. There is the, this is the hard hat. What we did one year was I bought this hard hat at Home Depot. And I thought, you know what? All these YouTubers, myself and Jeff and everybody else, we're all kind of putting in the time. And I say this a lot, right? YouTubing is not for the money. We do this, it's a passion project for most of us, right? And we just kind of put all this time, effort, money into the thing and don't ask for a lot in return. But I feel like the guys who do this every day, Joe has just showed up, are blue collar guys, right? So I bought the hard hat and I mailed it out. I sent it over to, I think I sent it to Chris at Dice DGen. There's his thing, right? Can you see it? There's Dice DGen. I sent it to him and I said, look, send it to somebody else. And we sent the hat around the country. We actually boxed it up and we mailed it to each other around the country. I got Chris, I got Jeff from Atlantic Crafts, I got Brian from, it was in Hawaii at Brian's house. Ed from Roll to Win signed it. Big AZ signed it. Everybody signed this hat, even Midmo Yo. Signed the hard hat and mailed it around the country. Like they picked the next person and mailed it to the next, and he would sign it. Anyway, the idea was to auction this thing off, which we did. It raised a pretty good amount of money. And Gargoyle bought it. Well, he wanted me to have it. He said, you know what? It belongs in your show in your office. You have it. So here it is back here. It's on my shelf now. It'll always be there. In the new studio when I get the table rebuilt, I'll mount it up. But that's a great thing. Yeah, it's a cool souvenir. It's about 3 years old. Joe, I remember when Joe signed it. And again, it was a good idea. I might do something similar. Something like that where we send it around and everybody gets to touch it and customize it in some way. That's pretty cool. So that's actually one of my prized possessions right there. So it came in the mail just the other day and I got it unpacked and I had to glue all the chips back on it because they fell off during shipping. It's 3 years old. So anyway, hope you never won the award for the week. What was it? What did we do that? Remember what we did, Joe? What was the whole thing? I remember there was an award. I don't know how the whole thing worked, but we should do something like that again. I think we should do another kind of thing. Do you remember when we did this? We should do this again too, Joe. Now that you're here, would you do this with me? Again, I'm waiting for my table to get set again, but for a while there, we were there's that challenge now, that $300 challenge that's going around, which I'll do. But we did a thing where didn't we pass the hat around? Didn't we start off with like $1,000 bankroll? Somebody did it, and the goal was to make whatever, and then pass to the next person, and then the next YouTube channel the next day would have to do a live stream and take that bankroll that now it's $1,200 and go make whatever. And we went all the way around, like 30 of us. And we did that. I think when it got to me, the bankroll was like $25,000 and I had to make $5,000 or something crazy like that. I'm not sure if you remember that. We should do something like that again. That was super fun. I think we called it the pass the hat. I don't know. Anyway, let me think about that. I'm going to talk to Chris over at DGen because I think that was his idea way back when. We should do it again just for funsies, just to kind of bring what I felt recently. And I'll full disclosure here. I was kind of talking so I have Joe. It's funny you're here. Joe's in a group text with me. We have a group text going with a bunch of YouTubers and some of my favorite people in the world. And I've been writing in this group text, for like the better part of a couple of weeks now, and no responses. I'm like, what did I do? Did I piss everybody off? Nobody's writing me back. I'm like, I don't know, whatever. I got 16-hour days of work. I got to get shit done. Well, last night my phone updated and like 700 messages came through. Like somehow that thing was locked. Anyway, I was thinking about this. That group of people will be the greatest group to start this with, right? Let's pass the hat. we are very well connected. That group of us are good friends, well connected. We try and play together when we can. But I feel like as a whole, YouTube, especially in the craps community, feels to me, now Joe, you may correct me if I'm wrong, it feels a little bit like we're here now. And not like from an animosity standpoint, but I feel like the craps YouTube community used to be super like this, super tight, really contiguous, right? Now it feels like maybe because there's no craps chat, maybe because there's 4 different podcasts, maybe because there's just too much going on. It feels like we've kind of separated and gone our separate ways a little bit. Maybe this kind of thing can help bring some of that back. Maybe we start the Pass the Rack challenge again and bring some of that community feeling back and kind of get the band back together, as it were. So anyway, let's get to today's actual topic. And what I want to get into here today is a little bit of ROI talk. It's going to be a quick one. I've got a work thing at 8:00, so I don't have a ton of time today. But there's this whole, I don't want to say it's argument, or whatever it is, but it's like the math guys versus the place bettors. That's been going on forever. I want to do a little talk about that today. And of course we have to wrap it all up in the bow, right? We know why the casinos are here, right? We're gamblers. We play in the casino all the time. We're trying to beat them. We're trying to win an unwinnable game, right? Your only real way to do that is by having some mental strength and some luck, right? The casino doesn't need either of those. They don't need anything. They have, by the way, built-in discipline. They have unlimited bankroll. They play by the rules. They never change. Isn't that interesting? The casinos beat you with 2 things. Bankroll. They have unlimited bankroll. This is an important point before I move on. Even if every game paid fair, I say this a lot, if every game paid fair, if Baccarat actually paid 1-to-1 and the bets were really 50-50, right? If the 6 in craps actually paid 6-5, if the 5 and 9 actually paid 3-2 without a vig, if the 4 and 10 actually paid 2-1 without a vig, they would still bankrupt you. And the reasons for that are 2. Okay. Number 1, their version of the bridge, they have unlimited bankroll and you don't. So when the bad luck happens for you, you will run out of money before they will. Even if they paid you fairly, you would run out of money before they will because they have unlimited money. There's not a person in the world, save Elon Musk, that could live in a casino and outplay them over time. Nobody has the money to last. That's the one thing. The second thing they have over you is discipline. They don't ever chase loss. They don't go on tilt. They don't change their strategy. They have a set of rules and they play the rules by rote every day, every table, 24/7, 365. They never waver. They have bankroll. They have built-in discipline and they never lose. Isn't that interesting? They don't give 2 shits about risk, right? The intelligence on the casino side was there when they designed the games. We have to fight through this. We have to say, my bankroll is capable of doing X, so I'm going to play this way. We have to have the intelligence to understand that, to design a way to play that we think we can last with. We have to have the discipline as people to stick with what we're doing and not try and read the tea leaves and bounce around stuff that's impossible to do. We have to get out when the getting's good. We have to recognize good and bad luck and make quality decisions. We have to not be emotional. That's our secret. If there's a secret, that's the secret. Okay. Now today, what I want to do is get on this topic of return on investment. And this is a thing that the best way to frame, I think, the whole conversation around come betting and place betting and math versus sort of probability and all that kind of stuff is to do a little table demo. And I want to get into this. Some people, when we have this conversation, get really pissed off. So you can probably watch the comments tomorrow and look at all the angry math guys, right? Where you put a post in Facebook, how should I play craps? And here comes half the world says, come bets with odds. Half the world says, your guys are idiots. We're going to press to the moon, right? There's no real answer to that question because all the bets are losers. But I want to show you the difference between them. And I want to dispel a couple of the common fallacies that people talk through. Okay, so let's go to the table here and run through it. Let me move this a little bit over so you can, it actually doesn't really matter because we're not gonna use the props anyway. But let's get here. I'm gonna put my, hopefully you can see that okay. It's kind of hard to put this in a good spot where you can see it. I guess that's good enough. All right, let's get a couple of guys bankrolls. And I'm not gonna play with a ton of money here, okay? Let's just give each guy a couple $100, okay? And that's really all that we need is a couple $100 because the demo is gonna be very, very simple. And I wanna talk with you about this notion of come bets and place bets. And here we go. We'll put one guy in the front and one guy in the back. We'll split their money up with lammers. And there we go. Okay. This is not really a competition, more of a demonstration. Let's talk about the math of how these things work. I want to give you a quick little house edge example. Okay. Let's take the 6 as the bet. We're going to use the 6 all day as the bet. Okay. First, I want to show what house edge looks like on this thing, right? So house edge on a 6. Let's just take the $30 bet as the example because it's the easiest one for me to demonstrate. I got my bank. The bank is up here, okay? This bet, okay, if it does, which it never will, but if you happen to see the perfect run of in 36 rolls, you get 5 6s like you should, and you get 6 7s like you should. Let's do the math on that, right? You're going to win $35 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to win $35 5 times. Okay, that's what should happen if you just let this bet sit here. Let me color this up and we'll add it up. There's 125. There's 125. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 175. Okay, 175. There's your expected win. Okay, we can make these look like greens, and there we go. What would happen if the 7 came 6 times? You're going to lose 30 6 times. Correct? 30. You'll lose 6 times. So 6 times 30 is, what is it? 180, right? There's 175, 180. You will win 175. You will lose 180. There's the delta. That's the $5 the casino gets from you. That's how the house edge works. When we talk about you can't win the casino, if everything happens perfect all the time on the 6 or the 8, if you're betting $30, you're going to lose 5. Even if you win like you're supposed to, you're going to lose 5. There's the house edge. That's what the house edge looks like in real life. You're going to lose over time $5. If every time that this bet resolves the correct number of times, you will be down $5. That's what, and you can do the same test for all of them. Okay. Which is why people say place betting sucks. They say what you should be doing is going to the come, letting the come travel up, and then throwing max odds up on it, like so. Because these odds don't carry that. This is true. 50 pays 60. There is no, when this bet wins or loses, let's take a look at this, okay? When those odds win or lose the right amount of times. If you lose this bet, let's just take just the odds. This is what we were talking yesterday about free odds or about no vig odds or whatever you want to, the term you want to use. They aren't free. But if just the odds bet lost 6 times, 6 times 5, right? Or 6 times 50, right? That's $300, right? If it won 60 times 5, it's $300. You follow me? If you lose it 56 times, a $300 loss. If you win 60 5 times, it's $300. The odds are therefore invisible. That's what they mean by free odds or no vig odds. Okay? The odds, because they pay true, there's no $5 loss on these odds. That's an important thing to remember. That's why the odds are so great. When you take the bet, you should take the odds because 50 lost 6 times, 50 won 5 times, it's the same. It's a wash. That's why you don't get comps for it, by the way. You don't get comps for odds because there's no vig. There's no juice here for the casino. It's like that bet doesn't exist. This bet, technically speaking, doesn't exist. And I think that people don't understand that. The odds bet effectively doesn't exist to the house. It's an invisible bet because over 100 million rolls, this is a 0-0 tie. If it wins or loses at the right rate, it's a complete tie. That's why you get no comps. It doesn't matter. When you run simulations, by the way, come bets with max odds versus come bets without odds, it comes out the same. That's a mind blower, but it comes out the same. Yes, there are sessions where this wins more money because obviously odds pay, right? Over time, there's no difference. This is the bet that matters. This bet up here does not matter. The odds do not matter one iota to the casino. They only matter to you in variance. When you're making, when you're catching wins, these matter. That's an important thing. And again, I think Matt from Dice Data has proven that out a couple of times. That whether it's flat bet no odds or a flat bet with max odds, at the end of the day, they finish the exact same because the odds are invisible. Anyway, let's go and show you something with ROI. Here's the thing. Even though the vig on that is 0, okay, you still have to contend with this bet, this flat bet, because this flat bet sucks on its own, right? In here, you have a 1 roll advantage, okay? This bet here should, just like the pass line, this bet alone, okay, you're going to win on it 8 times. You're going to win 8 because there's 6 6s or 6 7s and 2 11s. You're going to win 8 times. $10 will win you $80 on the come out, okay? But it will lose the 2, 3, and 12. It's going to lose $30 on the come outs. Again, perfect 36 rolls. You'll win 8, you'll lose 3, right? 2, 3, 12, that's 3, right? You'll lose $30. Your net should be therefore a $50 net on the come out sequence. You're a positive EV is 50 on 10, which is fantastic, right? Once this bet goes up here, though, now you're in a situation where you can't win, okay? As the flat bet travels, okay, you're going to lose $10 6 times. That's $60 in losses, okay? That gobbles up the wins you were going to take. That gobbles up your wins. You're going to actually be net negative $10 on those losses. It gobbles up your entire win over here, okay? Then you catch the 5 wins, the $50 and 5 wins. Your net is going to be 40, okay? That's where the negative EV from this bet comes from. Now, let's talk about the place better. I'm going to do a quick demo. We're going to do a $60 demo. We're going to have one guy come in the come, okay? He's going to go to the 6. He's going to take max odds. His risk, let's do it from his rack. Let's actually do it from the rack. It's better demo. We'll take the odds guy here. He's going to say $10 coming. He's got $10 coming and $15 in the rack, okay? When the come bet goes to the 6, he puts out $50 in odds. Now, I told you before, odds play is not for the faint of heart. This is not free odds. These odds came out of his rack, okay? If the 7 comes now, he has $125, $140 in his rack. He's down $60, okay? The reward for that win, though, is $10 on the flat, $60 on the odds. It's a $70 net win, okay? His bet would come back and he'd win $70. He had a risk, by the way, 60. Put it over here. He had to risk 60 to win the 70. That's the come better. 10 in odds, max bet. The 6 did, and I hate to say it like this, the 6 did roll twice. It rolled once to set the bet. Now the bet is on the 6. It's no different than you waiting for the 6 to come and then dropping $60 out there. Okay, it's the same thing. You could have watched the table go and go, oh, look, the guy rolled a 6. Let me drop $60 on the 6. That's kind of what the come bettors are doing. They're just getting that 1 roll advantage. Anyway, if you're a place better, and we do this, give me a $30 6. Okay, I'll take 25 in red here. Give me a $30 6. And when the 6 rolls the first time, you get paid $35. Okay, you can go to 60 with your 6 and take $5 back. Now, the come better would have had this situation. I'm going to put it back here so you can see it. The come better would have had, let's actually put his $60 out there again. We'll put his 60 out. Come better's in the back, the place better's in the front. It's kind of hard to see the difference here, right? I'll take the wins away. Tell me which player has more risk on the table right now. And you can see it right here. Which player has more risk? The come better has $60 out of his rack at risk. His risk is $60. The place better has $30 out of his rack. What he's got in his rack, actually $25. He's got 150, 175 in his rack. He's got $25 at risk because he did take $5 off that win. Okay. When the first 6 rolled, he comes to the 6, adds money to it. Should make that backwards. Or this guy, I'm sorry, this is the correct guy. This guy back here, I had it backwards. The come better, once the 6 rolls, adds $50 from his rack. So the risk here is more than double. He's got 25 at risk. He's got 60 at risk. What are they going to win on this next roll? Well, guess what? The flat better, or the 6 guy that pressed up, wins $60. And we'll do it like a come better. The bet comes back. What's he going to do? He's going to replace his investment. He's got his money back. There's his $200. And his net is $75, $100, and $5. Okay. The place better nets $105 for a $25 investment. For a $25 investment, he wins $105. The come better comes down also with $70, interestingly enough. Okay. For the come better, though, we put his money back in the rack where it belongs. That's his starting bankroll. He has $70. The come better risked 60 to win 70. The place better risked 25 to win 105. Okay. How about that? Now, that doesn't come free, right? Doesn't come free. Yeah, I got you $70 in the place bet, right? It doesn't come free. Did I pay the place bet wrong? I don't think I paid it wrong, did I? Did I pay it wrong? This guy had, let me make sure I got it right, because if I fuck that up, it's important, right? There's the place. Let me do the place better guy again. If I did it wrong, I may have been talking and betting at the same time. Let me get him reset. Make sure that's right before I speak incorrectly. 25, 30, right? We win 35. Make it look like 60. 60 pays 70. And it comes down. So when we reset this guy's rack, there's his original bankroll. He's got 50, 105 bucks. Yeah, it's just what I said. 105. I paid it right. 105. He risked $25 ultimately to win 105. Now he had 30 out there to start with, so technically you can say he risked 30 to win 105. Where the come better risked 60 to win 70. There's a 1 roll difference, obviously. The first roll, if we catch a 7 before the 6 comes, right? Obviously there's a bigger loss earlier. That's the rhythm of the come bet coming into play. Now, remember, risk or return on investment standpoint, the place better wins. Clearly, hands down, the place better has a marked advantage on a return on investment if you do a full press of the first hit to put yourself at the same total bet size, which you have to do. You got to basically say, I'm going to essentially double tap the number. I'm going to go full on to make that thing work. That's an interesting way to look at this. Now, to get to that, though, it's not that easy, right? Because you can't target, I'm going to put all the money back. You can't target practice that and say, well, you know, I'm going to bet the 6. We know where it's going to go. You can't do that. What you have to do as a place better is actually this. And here's the truth of where this argument falls short. The place better's got to go out there for 160 to start the process. The come better goes out there for that. Let's actually get a point really quick, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. There's the 4 is the point. There's our point. At this point, for this 1 roll or this 1 outcome, come better's got a massive advantage. Wins on the 7, lose 160 on the 7. We play chicken with the 7 like we did yesterday, If anything but a 7 shows up, now we're in business. Okay. Come bet travels to the 8. Place better takes everything except for the 8 down. Okay. We'll take it all down except for the 8. Reset the rack. He gets paid that 35 bucks, right? He makes it look like 60. Come better as the odds. That's the right way to test this. Okay. You got to experience the 160 in risk to get to this point where it's a true return on investment. Now we have the situation where if we catch an 8 before a 7, great. If we catch a 7 before the 8, you'll see what happens. There's a 7. So both guys lose. Look at the racks. Both guys lost, but this guy here is only down a quarter. This guy here is down whatever that is, 60 bucks. Okay. If you can survive that one roll with the across bet and match the come better, I get paid and then I stay with it. You're essentially doing the same thing. I'm going to experience that roll twice, like not get paid the first time, get paid the second time. Come better, not getting paid the first time, but getting paid the second time. If you do it like that, the ROI is very clear. The winner is up here. However, over time, because of the advantage in the come, not risking 160, but having $10 hammering the 7, that little bit of rhythm difference makes the come bet mathematically have a lower house edge than this guy does. Ultimately, lower risk. I run the trial where I have one come bet and one place bet with the across. The come bet wins every single time, or lasts longer, should I say, because the PSO is so devastating up here. However, on runs where there are repeaters, this guy here, the place better, has a much higher ceiling. Because of the lower investment, his profit ceiling is a lot higher. So anyway, that's a quick little analysis of it. So when you have the argument with your friends, which is better, they're both really good. However, the come better, the volatility from the rack is the thing that most people don't realize. They say free odds, it's blah, blah, blah. Guess what? When you go from 10 and you put 50 bucks up on that one too, it's always 60 bucks in risk or whatever. This, I guess that'll take 40, but whatever. You're always pulling money out of your rack to make the big bet. Whereas the place better never pulls money out of his rack after the first one. The first bet comes out of his rack. Everything thereafter comes out of the bank. It's leveraging your win. That's the difference between the two. One person's leveraging from their own bankroll. One person's leveraging from wins and bumping the bets up that way. Both bets, in my opinion, are good. Both bets have their place. It's how you play them that matters. Come betting, by the way, with a ladder works really, really well. And I'll show you what I've done in the past. Let me get some more chips. I'll just use these. It doesn't matter. I'll just use randomness over here. I'll put this stuff back and we'll just kind of run through it. I may do this tomorrow with you as well on strategy building, but let's take a come better example like this. We'll go from 10. We'll go to the 5. Let's say we're at a 10x table just to make it easy. And it has 50 bucks. Let's say the come bet wins. This all came out of the rack, but this is all rack money, right? That wins 10. That wins 75 on the odds, and it all comes down. And what the come better then does is doubles up, goes to a $20 base. Okay. And in the rack is there. Let me get nickels. In the rack is his original 10. Okay. The original odds he put on, a little bit of profit, and a new higher base. Now the base goes up to the 9. Okay, cool. Well, the 9, well, because it's double size, it can take double the odds, right? You earned yourself the right to put more money out there. Now you're still, technically speaking, at this point, upside down. You're upside down right here. Right? There was your original bet, but you're missing your original odds. You're technically speaking, you need the second hit. But guess what? That pays 20. That pays 150 on the odds. And when you come back down, now you're at $30 on the next come bet. And as you win, these things go up. So 30, when it travels, let's say to the 8, can take 150. Okay, let's make that a black to make it a little easier. 30 can take 150. And guess what? Now you're good. Here was your original come bet. There's your original odds. You've finally locked up profit. Now you're in hammer time. The third one, $30 base, and 150 pays 180 up top. Now you're cooking. Now you're locking profit. Now you go 50 in the come, right? You can ladder the bases up, and the more you ladder the base up, the bigger your odds can be. That's the whole point of it. Right now you're bringing back black chips every time. Look at that. We got 2 blacks in the rack. 50 goes to the 5, right? And again, you can put $200 in odds. You're still way in the green over here, right? And we get paid bang. And now you're getting paid $350 on the odds, and Bob's your uncle. And that's how you work the come. You cannot work the come flat bet, flat bet, flat bet, flat bet over time. Flat betting will kill you. But if you're winning in the come and you level up the base to get more and more and more of those vig free odds, when you're in a good run on a great shooter, that will pay off big time. Only the first 2 come out of your rack. After the first 2, you can work that through profit. And you can ladder through profit, positive progression through profit play, and get it to work. To do that for 3 numbers, which is what you probably should do, you need massive money, right? You got to have 10 plus 50, 10 plus 50, 10 plus 50, 10 times. That's 150, 60, 70, 180, 10 times, $2,000 to do what I just showed you. It doesn't make sense to play the come with max odds if you're not bringing $2,000 and are willing to withstand all that. So there it is. Let's go back up here, take all this down, and we will go to, let me go back to this scene. Let's go to the right. Okay. Okay. Let me hit the questions. Are there any questions today? Are there any comments you want me to make? Questions and answers. Let me go through and see what I see up here. Oh, no, not that one, that one. Let's go search for cues. I need my keyboard. Cue. Just one. Okay, well, see this again. This is the math guy. Math guy, you should never play place bets. House. Nobody gives 2 fucks about the house edge. This is what I try to tell you. It doesn't matter. The house edge only matters, by the way, on bets that you actually win. Okay, when you play across, like I showed you, yes, the risk is enormous, but you're not wasting rolls. When you're playing the come and odds, you're wasting a lot of rolls, and the volatility from your rack is not for everybody. I will never, ever, ever agree with somebody who says never play place bets, only play the come with odds. It's a ridiculous argument. It's a ridiculous argument. You have to win the bets. Ultimately, you have to win the bets. All that come betting with odds does, like I told you in the beginning of the show, is slow the loss. It makes the loss slower. Okay? The volatility is not there. You need volatility to win. You will lose with volatility, but without volatility, without big variance, you will lose, and you cannot win. You cannot win. Come betting, you can only win on a perfect run. Place betting, you can win on bad runs. You can still win with a bad run in place betting if you play it smart. Come betting, you just can't. You're just going to donate money all day long. There's no way to leverage or take advantage of those bets until the good run happens. Place bettors have options. Come bettors do not. That's the difference in it. And that's why I don't like this argument. This argument I hate. I've had this argument with people so many times, and I'm like, I will outplay you every single time with place bets. I get it. I play come betting strategies too. I do play them. I have the come ladder, I have the horseman, I have other ways to play that do take advantage of come bets, but they're tactical. If I want to do a come bet ladder, which I just showed you, I do that, by the way, a lot of times from profit. Once I get up on my place bets, I'll do a come ladder, just like I showed you. Ladder the base, get the odds. As long as it's from profit, it's a fine way to play. But I'm not going to do that in my rack. I'm not going to withstand that kind of volatility from the rack for almost no reward, because as I showed you, the odds are invisible. The odds are non-starter unless you have great variance. All right, I'm out of here, guys. It's 8 o'clock. I'm a little bit late. Got to run. 40 Craps, email me the argument. If I misphrased it, drop me an email. You know, you have my email. I'll address it tomorrow, but I got to get out of here. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.